Guys, welcome back to the Don't Worry PRP pod.
Yeah.
We're back again, as usual. How are we doing?
Yeah, I'm alright. I've got 5 days off, so I've just slept in and done nothing all day.
No one asked.
Good. Been working. Tired.
Yeah, I didn't ask either.
Oh.
Cheers.
I mean, you just
Kind of did.
Yeah, I wanted to be polite. I don't like it. I didn't care. What's your... What's...
You alright?
Questions? Any questions? Stories?
I just want to ask
I
you.
couldn't think of the word
Like,
stories.
I think we might have said something like this before, but like, has anyone got something that they used to do, or that used to be like embarrassed of as like a kid that's just like proper not embarrassing?
What?
What?
So, for example, I remember one time I were in a cubicle in primary school, and I were waiting, and someone were in like the cubicle next to me, and they were like taking the mick out of our weed. Like they were saying like, because I wasn't weed aggressive enough, like the water wasn't going. It were kind of like more of a dribbly weed. That they were like saying like, why are you weeing like that? And then I used to make like a conscious effort, like for a little bit after that, when I'd be weeing, I'd be proper pushing it out.
Yeah, sometimes, I mean, I didn't get bullied for it, but I did sometimes I'd go for a piss and I'd be like, because I'd be like proper forcing it out and it started to hurt, so I stopped doing it.
But when you're like doing it to look cool,
No, I felt cool, but I didn't do it to impress anyone. I'd do it just on my own. But it started to hurt. I don't know why. Why did it hurt?
but yeah, that's all.
Do you ever forget how to piss as well? Sometimes.
I know what you're on about.
Like, you'll just be like there and you'll
like,
start squeezing for some reason.
Yeah, I know what you're on about.
It's
Yeah.
like, what's going
You'll
on?
be there and it's like, I need to go, but
Are you in a public toilet?
No,
No,
sometimes
just
I'll
leave it
just be
alone.
sat here and I'm like, I need to piss.
like,
Have you ever had that?
Yeah, all the time. I get it so much when like there's someone just stood there and I'm just like, what's happening?
I've said it to you before, I think, but there was that time where I went to Lee's game, and it was half time, so everyone's like, I'm off for a wee, so I'm like, I'm off for a wee, I needed a wee. I'm queuing up for like the urinals and stuff, but it's not like the little urinal bowl thing, it's like the big tray.
Yeah.
Big trough.
So like, I'm just stood there and I'm like, alright, I proper need a wee as well, so I'm just waiting for my turn. The spaces are open up right in the middle, so I'm just like, it's my time to go have a wee. So I go, I'm stood there, and I just don't wee. And I'm stood there for like 10 seconds, and people next to me know that I'm not weeing. And then I
just stood there like...
yeah, and then I'm just like, it's just not coming. But like, I proper needed to go. Like, it was like so ready just to...
I know what you mean.
And then I'm just like, I just put it back and I just go and watch the rest of the game.
I think
How's that happens? Like, that was like...
I think
that was a while ago.
I had
A
it.
while.
We'd been to the cinema at one point, so it wasn't that long ago. It must have been a few years ago. And I walked into the toilet, and the only one was between someone. So I just walked in, proper confident, pulled my pecker out, and like I just stared at the wall.
Stubstead.
No happened. So I just put it away and went.
Yeah, well, that's what happened to me.
These two people just stood there, and I'm walking proper confident, like fucking Conor McGregor.
Barging into it.
And then I'm just like, wham. Okay, bye. And
But I was there for a good like. It must have been like 7 seconds
But
of me just stood there, just like, and I'm thinking to myself like, please, like, because if it came, then it'd be alright, it'd all go. But like,
I've never
it
had.
just won't happen.
I've never had something where I'm the one pissing and someone comes next to me and their knobs out and just doesn't piss.
I
I've
know.
never had that.
Well, I don't really put myself in that situation very often. The only time that I really like don't mind going to urinals is when we go, like, when we're on like a night out, because I'm pissed and I don't give a shit.
Even then that happens to me. I'm just like, I can't sometimes.
I can't.
Yeah.
What's this guy laughing at?
I don't know.
I was just thinking, I can't remember where it was, but I remember, oh god, in a cubicle and I was having a shit. I think it would have worked.
What,
toilet.
when they were closed, the toilets?
No, it was. It was just a normal.
Oh, in our toilets?
Yeah.
Oh, right,
and I was having a poo, but it was like, do you know when you think, right, it's just a shit coming out, but you squeeze it, it's just a loud fart.
Yeah.
And I remember just laughing to myself in the toilet because I was just like, and it was just proper loud, and I just could not. It was so funny, but like
I hate stuff like that, because when I go into toilet, like as soon as I go in, I'll flush it, even if there's nowhere to go, because then it'll make like a noise after.
Yeah, but then it's like
and
you're
then,
setting yourself a timer. And it's like, right, I've got to get it out.
And then I'll sit down and I'm like, I'm ready. I'll usually have primed it so it's ready to go as well. And then I'll put tap on, and then if I really need to, I'll flush and shit at the same time.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do, because then it's proper massive and I can proper go for it. Like if it's going to be like some big farts and stuff like that.
I just get a massive load of toilet roll, lay it around.
No, but like,
and then it captures it.
Yeah, I do that as well, but it doesn't stop the fucking
Noise.
fart. Like if you've got some proper farts.
Yeah, but that's why
like
that's,
you.
Yeah, but I fart all the time, so like I don't ever have that. This was just like a one-off occasion. That's why I was just confident, like.
Like when I'm there, I'll be sat there and I'll have my hand on tap and I'm just like waiting and I'm just thinking like, all right, I'm gonna go bang, and then I'll just push it on and then I'll go for it.
On nights I had to have a piss because when the toilets were broke, we had to go outside, and I went in the upstairs one, and they were cleaner, and I'm like, of all the times for you to be cleaning, so I'm there having a piss, but I went in the one cubicle where the door didn't lock. So I'm there having a piss, but with one leg on and one leg pushed against the toilet, and I'm like, proper arching it.
That were horrible. That when toilets broke. I don't
know.
like it.
I felt like I was in school every like half an hour. Like, Callum, you let me out. I need a wee. What a pathetic. Might as well just add a bottle and throw it out a window or something. Or was that a window?
Nice.
Well, that was a proper classy conversation.
Yeah.
I'm sure your parents will enjoy that.
Weeing into lean.
Hey, it's natural.
So, Damon, anyways, aside from weeing and pooing, what are we doing today?
Have you ever heard of conspiracies? We talked about it last week, I believe, a little bit. 9/11, but George Bush.
But George Bush?
Boy George Bush. So this week, we've gone and got a bit of information on a conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
Jeffery Epstein.
Yeah.
2 parts to this conspiracy. 1, was he murdered? Number 2, paedophile island, question mark?
I mean, is that even a conspiracy? That's
Nah,
just...
we're definitely a paedophile.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's not a conspiracy. It's just a fact.
Well, fine then. Prince Andrew, paedophile? Question mark? Allegedly. Oh, yes. Right, well, we'll just go into it. We've got a bit of information, and then we'll give our opinions and discuss.
So, have you got like a thing on who Jeffrey Epstein is?
Not really. Not anything major. So if you've got some, you can.
Well, I've got a little bit. So we've got Jeffrey Epstein. It's Jeffrey Edward Epstein, was an American sex offender and financer. Okay.
Yeah.
So Epstein was born and raised in Brooklyn, New York, and he began his professional teaching career in Dalton School in Manhattan, despite lacking a college degree. So what I'm thinking is, because he's got mates in like higher places on him, so he's got this job in some school, but he didn't have the qualifications for it to start off with.
Yeah,
that's not great,
I've seen somewhere when I was researching that his appointment was always considered like
Dodgy.
like a bit off, which obviously.
Wait, is that his first role? Like his first job?
I'm not sure if it's first job, but that's what
Like, in order to get like
it starts off as.
people in higher places and stuff, surely you'd need to do something beforehand.
Yeah, I mean, it were a while.
This is a
ago.
financer. Did he do that after?
He did that after. So he went and he were a school teacher.
Okay.
And then, but about him being a school teacher, after 2 years of being a school teacher, he was dismissed due to bad performance. Why were he dismissed? We don't know that. But he's a paedophile. So that's probably got something to do with it. No, he's not allegedly. He's one like that. That's not even.
Yeah, he's one.
I'm not. Maybe he won't one back then.
Okay.
I don't know, but I'm saying he's been dismissed.
Yeah.
Like after 2 years from bad performance. Why were he performing bad? Maybe we're focusing on
aroused
on stuff that he shouldn't
be. Okay.
Yeah, naughty man.
Yeah.
But it does say the first job that's listed is teaching, so that must have been his first one.
Yeah.
I used to play piano.
Alright.
Okay.
Just thought I'd throw it in.
Yeah, right. If you could play any instrument, what would you play?
Guitar. But like I'd be like
Alright, fair enough.
not be like playing Wonderwall, though. Like, what am I, a loser? Everyone plays Wonderwall.
I don't know.
Mine would have been piano, but I don't know if I want it to be piano.
Oh, I'd love to play the piano, but it's just people are going to ask the question, aren't they? Like,
What?
I think piano's really cool. Do you know, like when you see videos of like just geezers just
yeah,
doing some really cool piano stuff in like train
there's
stations?
always the suspicion
And
For
everyone's
what?
like, wow.
that he plays for both teams.
Okay.
Like
Yeah, I don't know
Elton
what I
John.
would.
Elton John, famous. Oh, can't say that.
Alright. So anyway, after his school thing winning, he got a job in a bank.
Banking.
Yep.
Do you ever do that thing where you're like, I got the banker?
Yeah.
No.
You haven't done that.
Say my dad's a banker, but with your fingers pulling your mouth
No,
apart.
well, I just saw what happened then.
It says,
so,
it
alright.
says your dad's a wanker.
Alright.
There's not.
He's not. But yeah, well, I think while he was a banker, he got arrested for pedophilia. Back then. But
When's this? Like 90s,
I
80s.
don't fucking know. I just know that that's
His first when he got thingy was 2008, I think.
But he were a banker then, wasn't he? That's what I've
Uh,
got anyway. Off some website.
I don't think it was. Banking on here is his second job.
Yeah. He got arrested when they were banking.
My dad's a wanky.
Okay.
But anyway, I've got something saying he got a leniency in his sentencing. Because he had friends in high places.
Yeah, because he liked kids.
Yeah. Have you got any information or?
Yeah, so, oh no, 2005. What? 2005? 2005?
Yeah.
Right, so I've written down here, in 2005, in Palm Beach, Florida, oh my god, I can't word.
He got.
He got investigated after a parent reported that he had sexually abused her 14-year-old daughter. He pleaded guilty and convicted in 2008 for child prostitution and for soliciting a prostitute. Can't say that. They served 13 months in custody.
Oh my god. That was
Custody.
Custody. Oh no. It's because I'm getting excited.
Talking about kids.
Not about that. Right. But with extensive work release, so that's what you were on about before the other day when he didn't really do prison. He got sentenced, but he didn't serve it.
So what happened is, I don't get how this happens, but basically, for 6 out of 7 days a week, he was allowed to go out of prison and go to his office.
Jeffrey Epstein got something similar.
How's that allowed?
He got
For up to 12 hours a day. So like pretty much the whole day, just goes back and just sleeps at prison.
Dahmer got it. When he got done for, I think it was for shagging a kid. He got the same thing. He got sentenced, but he were allowed to go work outside of prison and all that. And it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, it's a bit mental, isn't that?
So he didn't do his how many years did he get? Or
I think it were 2 years, and he did. For what I seen, he did like 16 months or something like that.
It says he served almost 13 months.
13
yeah,
months.
so basically half of the time as well.
Well, it says here, now this is a few big words, so I'm going to pronounce it properly. He was convicted of only these 2 crimes as part of a controversial plea deal. Federal officials had identified 36 girls, some as young as 14 years old, whom Epstein had allegedly sexually abused. So how has he only got 13 months for a possibility of 36? And this is before the whole island shit, so that's a massive red flag. Nonsense.
Well, he got arrested twice before he actually got. Well, that's what I've got.
This one I've just said was the second time.
Alright, okay. Yeah. It's not good.
It's not.
We don't condone this behaviour.
Yeah, and then obviously the one after that was 2019 when he was done for sex trafficking, as well as all
That's the whole island
That's
thing.
a big. Yeah.
But
I've got here as well. I've got that he would have his female friends and his wife.
his wife's a massive part in it.
They would basically be the people that go and recruit like underage women
Okay.
and like just women that are like in need of money.
Yeah,
In
like Ghislaine Maxwell is the name.
Yeah, that's
She's
awesome.
Is that his partner?
Yeah, she would call
okay.
I don't know. They call her his madam, whatever.
Yeah.
But like she's just I think it was a few months ago. She got sentenced for she was found guilty for 5 charges of sex trafficking. which is mental. So only 5 charges.
Yeah, it goes back quite far because I swear there was somebody that was like 30 odd that gave an interview saying that.
Yeah,
this
she
has
got a
happened to me.
20-year sentence and $750,000 fine. And now this is going to be a bit graphic, but this is how she was described. She was the procurer of young girls, and she allegedly would rape them with strap-ons, as well as participate in threesomes with Epstein underage girls.
Jeez, man.
Like, she was proper involved. Like, she would basically, like, that documentary started, she would, like, get a girl, be like, right, you come see Jeffrey and massage him, but you have to be naked and he's naked. And then it'd be like, we'll give you like 200 quid or like 20 quid or something. I'll be one of the two.
I think it was 200. It's gotta be, surely.
It might have, I can't remember exactly, but it'd be like, right, just to basically service him. And then when they were going, they'd be like, if you come back with another girl, and that's how they did it.
Oh,
so it was just loads of girls being like, oh.
Have you seen any of the documentary?
I've not seen the documentary now, but I've seen like little things on social media, like clips of when she were in trial and stuff like that.
Yeah, she was so
about him. I don't really know much, to be honest. No idea.
But let me just
find. It were a bit mental.
Going on her, there's something I want to say about her.
Want the like? I remember this from the documentary, but I might just be chatting shit. Want the like loads of weird paintings on the walls of like. Do you know what I'm on about? I swear there were like nudity on the wall, and it were like, is this of age sort of thing? Like it looked a bit dodgy.
He had loads of shit, like all
like just up for display though, like everyone can see it. Anyone who goes in just can see it. Like.
Going on Prince Andrew, so I've got there's so much about Prince Andrew that I can't even. There's stuff that I haven't been able to.
Have you been like reinstated or something? As well,
it's just as if he didn't do anything.
Yeah,
it's just bullshit.
Because the Queen like stripped him of all of his stuff, and then when she passed, the King just give his brother everything back, pretty much.
So Prince Andrew was heavily involved. The first victim was called Virginia Roberts, and she spoke out about him. And there's a famous picture. This were on the True Geordie podcast. What we were on, that's Sean Atwood. And the picture, there's like a banister in the background, and it's with Prince Andrew and this girl, and she was like questionable age at the time. And he denied it. He was like, I've never seen her. But Sean Atwood went to that Ghislaine Maxwell's house, and he managed to get inside because the cleaner like left it open or something. Okay. And he's seen the banister. So it proves that Prince Andrew was in that house with that girl. And it's like, he's just denying it. It's like, well,
is anything even happening with him?
I think he's fine. He was walking about when Queen's funeral. We were just walking about in public.
Yeah, I know, because it's like he's not been actually convicted yet.
Neither's Mason Greenwood, but he's not allowed out.
Right, he can.
Yeah, he's not. He's in house arrest, isn't he?
I don't think so.
I don't think he is.
I don't think so anymore.
He's not. He came out on bail, and that's it. He's just waiting for his day.
Yeah, but bail's retired.
Yeah.
Came out on bail.
Oh.
But,
yeah. So, do you want the island shit or do you want his death?
Well, we'll go to the island first, and then we'll go on to the death stuff.
Right. Where's my island shit? Because
I'm an island boy. See him then. Do you know what that is?
The people at Stupid Earth?
Yeah, them island boys.
Yeah. So there was two things. Like there was the island, Paedophile Island, but then there was the what were it called? Helicopter plane, whatever it was called. And it was called the Lolita Express. And obviously with flying with planes and shit. I'm gonna say flying planes. You need to I think it's a legal requirement to have a logbook. So some of the people that have been logged on there. So Bill Clinton, big president, he denies ever being on there, but he has been recorded in the log 26 times.
Fucking hell.
So this plane would be like orgies with underage girls, and he's been 26 times. Oh, I'm just going on holiday, mate. Don't think so. Trump flew 4 times, and Epstein's former pilot testified that he flew Trump and Clinton as well as other high-profile names. Can't speak. But yeah, so that is another thing.
How is it just gone? You don't even hear about it.
I don't know. It's mental.
But because there's just so many powerful people involved. That'll be why. that'll be like obviously we won't go into it, but that's why he's dead now
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
they didn't want it to get out. They didn't want the information to get out. So
being on a plane, for example, you ain't gonna get caught. Are you?
Yeah. And the
You're in
thing
the
about
air,
that
you
as well
fly around,
is
no one's gonna say
they wouldn't have been under any jurisdiction because they're high up. So even if they got caught, like who would be able to do what about it? Like
That's
really?
what I mean. They're just not gonna get caught though. Like it's like I don't know.
It's
Yeah,
just
it's
mental.
been,
And then he also had a black book, which you can go. There's a website where it just shows you the contacts. It's like people's names, like celebrities. Some people like who will just be normal people, but like some of the names in there, you got. Well, this was who he'd hosted. Stephen Hawking. I don't know if he's not in the book. He's just someone who they hosted.
Yeah.
But like Kevin Spacey's name's in there. Chris Tucker. Tom Hanks is apparently in there. Naomi Campbell, and Prince Andrew's obviously in there. And like Donald Trump, and he's got like ridiculous amount of phone numbers.
yeah,
It's like the more numbers you have, surely the more involved you are. Because like if you've got one phone number, it's like but if you've got 14 numbers or something, it's like you must be needing to call them.
Yeah, from different different phones or
yeah.
It's like, but like it's mental the amount of names that are in there. Like just people you put up, like Tom Hanks. Like if this is
how did Epstein actually like make his money? Like I guess he's like a banker, yeah.
That's one.
Like how has
the
he
thing.
got so much money? How has he got in contact?
That's the
with
thing. Like
these
I
people?
think I read, or maybe it was on the Jordan podcast. I'm not sure. I can't remember anymore. But he didn't. He left that job, but then he was still making loads of money.
Yeah,
and it's like, where's he getting it from? He's getting it from all these other high and powerful people.
But why did
they're paying him to?
No, this
to put on these. Like to conceal all this shit, pretty much.
There's a couple.
But why him though?
There's a couple of things.
I don't know, just because he's just the big geezer, isn't he? He does it for everyone.
So there were like the theory of like just people giving him money, like for these girls, like we come to your island, we pay you, blah blah blah. But
like,
the other big,
like, I was in affording an island.
I don't know. But the other big theory is that he was like inviting these people like Prince Andrew to the island. They were doing these things with kids. He was photographing it and using it against them, and blackmailing them for money and shit. Like that would make sense because he's got all these people in his pocket then.
Yeah.
But there was something about Trump, and I can't remember what it was, but Trump had like some kind of leeway over him or something. Like Trump could have basically just blown this out of the water and been like, "Yeah, I know what he's doing." But I think he died before there was any chance of him even.
Did like his mistress not like say anything about all this?
No, she was just as bad as him.
No, but like after he's died, and
I don't think
she's
she
on
is.
trial.
I think she's.
Why has she not said anything? Does she not have any proof?
I
of
think.
anything?
Well, I mean, we'll go into it, but if they say if the people who've killed Epstein, if he has been murdered, which I think he has, but
maybe
she must be thinking, well, if I say anything, I'm fucked.
Yeah.
Did he come out then afterwards, like a little bit later, for example, in this story, like saying like he's got proof of?
Yeah, like when you were in prison, I think, did he escape? I think he reduced his sentence because he was like, I'm going to give you names.
You were going to like just blow everything
if
off,
he'd have
it's like
given
6
them
9
names,
stuff like that.
Yeah.
He goes into prison, but he rats on everyone.
Yeah.
And then he gets, well, he's out now. Like Epstein might, I don't know. What did you say that it was a death penalty and then it would have been reduced to life?
I think it would death penalty. I'm pretty sure it would death
penalty. Death penalty for what? What did he get convicted for?
Sex trafficking of children, and I'm pretty sure. Did he get accused of? Did he get prosecuted of actually shagging them? I don't know.
That doesn't warrant a death penalty though, does it?
Maybe to this extent though. Like
that's not capital punishment though. I don't think. It's like murder and stuff is what's more classed as it.
Well, either way, like even if that isn't the thing, like he's reducing it. He's probably getting like better treatment. I don't know. He's reducing it.
It was definitely a reduction in something.
Well, that makes sense though. If it's like, look, all these people are involved, I can give you names and evidence and stuff like that. And yeah, okay, fair enough. But obviously, we'll go into that in a little bit. But so where were we at? Helene Maxwell, and then the plane, and on the island. So the only thing that I actually heard about the island was these kids. Like I think we touched on it last week. that when they have inflicted pain, for example, this like chemical gets released by the brain, and they were using that basically by scaring the children, hurting them, and then
Yeah.
draining that and using that as an anti-aging something is what was reported. Now, how true that is, I don't know. I don't know if you've got anything on that, Damon, but
No, but I have heard of that.
yeah, that's because like by inflicting pain.
I mean,
is
it's
what
when
we're
you
saying.
hear it first time, it sounds stupid, but like
Yeah.
you just never know, really, do you?
No.
Like, there's so much shit that we get naturally.
Yeah.
Like, is what weird anyway, like weed, shrooms, like all these
But
plants.
this is
that we
like
cook
this is
with.
like us
Yeah,
create
it's
that.
like it's well, that would be
Yeah.
a natural thing, wouldn't it? It's like
Yeah.
it's like
But it only develops in young children, for example. It
well,
doesn't
it's
develop in
like
adults.
similar. It's like your brain creates hormones and testosterone.
Yeah.
This could just be
Yeah, yeah.
something else,
Yeah.
and maybe it's just in kids. But like, if we don't know how to,
Yeah, like when you apparently like when you get a little bit older, your body just stops creating that.
yeah,
is
like
what-
we don't. If we don't know about it, we're not going to be walking around consuming it because we don't know how to.
It's
get
like when we do things that make us happy and stuff like that, we release what dopamine is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's like the happy
Yeah,
thing.
so there is other stuff similar to it.
Yeah.
Like, why could it not be a thing?
True.
But it should. If that is a thing, it's just fucked up, isn't it? Like, ugh. Can't even find his death sentence. His sentence. Like, what do I even search?
Just type in sentencing, I guess.
It just comes up with his. It's like suicide.
Conviction, maybe.
I've just put in Jeffrey dead.
Nice.
Oh, I'm searching Jeffrey Dahmer. What am I doing?
Well, that's probably a lie.
No, I didn't search it then. Sentence. Have you got anything else?
It's just about his death and stuff now.
Yeah, we'll move on to his death if you want. Because the island, there's so much shit to do, go on about it. It's just, I just don't understand how.
What more do we have though on the island? Like, where were it?
It were in the US Virgin Islands, wherever that is. I don't know where that is. But he had like another thing. He had this like temple kind of thing. Please. Yeah, please.
Please.
He had this little temple thing
Yeah.
that there's loads of theories about it. Like, let me see. I'm pretty sure I wrote something down about it. But it's like everyone like, what is this mysterious building? Is it like proper out of place? And people were like, oh,
Like, how was he? Like, I get.
How do you even like? What I'm thinking is like, how do you even get so big that you attract these big like celebrities and stuff like that?
And
Like, how do you get like to that stage?
And how are
You
they
know
not
what I mean?
like actually saying like this is wrong type of thing as well? Like,
that's another weird thing. But it's like,
Or like, how do you not like just find that one person that blows everything out of proportion? Do you know what I mean? Like, say you've got say you've got like 20 names in this book. There's probably more than that, but like, let's just say there's 20. Why isn't one of them just being like, say you were like a big, you were in Royals, one of you were in Royals, and then this guy comes up to you and he's like, I don't, how does he approach him? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
how do you even approach the subject without like, oh, I've got this going on? How do you know that
they don't
person
say
even
that.
likes that stuff?
Yeah,
If that were like me and they come up to me and like, oh, do you want a bit of this? I'd be like,
with
please.
Prince
Do you know what I mean?
Andrew,
Just
it were
like-
like, I'm pretty sure he just had girls around and like he'd noticed that he were like attracted to certain ones, I think, and he'd be like, how old is that one? And I think when he found out how old they were, it were like, I don't know, they were just like a understanding, like, oh.
Oh, maybe. Yeah. Okay.
But like with every single person,
But once
that
you like,
is involved,
like
don't you
I think Prince
that's
Andrew
mental?
was one of the first ones, and he's quite higher up in it. He's a royal.
Yeah, because
so-
it could have just been like just normal, like or like correct age, for example, over 18, and then it's like, oh, this one.
You know, Prince Andrew had a thing for feet as well. One of the victims was like, he used to like lick her feet and all this, and it's like, I mean, it's not anything to do with it, it's just weird, isn't it? But like,
I
like,
hate feet. It's disgusting.
but some of the stuff, like the person who did the interview, I ain't got a like script of it, but like, it just like be proper weird with her, like, and. That was just one person. Like, how many people did he get?
I just don't understand how he. Okay, you said like blackmailing and stuff like that. So where would the first time have been? What, on a plane?
I
his
don't know.
house.
Well,
That's
how's he got that much
that's
money?
not proven, is it? The blackmail stuff, is it?
No, it's a theory.
Yeah,
Right.
it's not
okay.
that's just like one of the theories. Like, how
So
did
it's
he
like
make this money?
Yeah, how's he made all this money to be able to have his own plane, then have his own bloody island?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, he will be getting money.
For
People
the
will be like,
services,
people
Yeah,
booking the service.
For the services, yeah, okay, I get that, but it's like to get to that point, you need to.
I mean, he like when he were in banking, he got like high up.
He
He
did
got-
quite a few other stuff.
like,
He did like
before he left.
financial consulting and shit.
I'll say, yeah,
Like, he's
okay.
got a consulting firm, and then he got another firm, a financial management firm, and then something about hedge funds and shit. So, but this is all stuff that could just be like covering up. Like, it could just be like, oh, he's got a business, that's where all his money's come from. It's like, surely you don't make that much. Like, in such a short period of
Period.
Well, how many years was that?
it wasn't that long. It was like,
Sometimes though, when it's banking and stuff like that, and it's stock markets and things like, it doesn't actually need to take that long. I mean, if you invest your money in the correct places,
how much was he
like,
actually worth like that?
Like, I know that this were like obviously a more recent thing, but I feel like people were kind of just blind to everything that happened anyway. Like, if you just look at like Jimmy Savile and shit, I know that that's older.
I mean, I don't understand how.
And that, can you remember when we watched that video on YouTube? It was like some game show.
Yeah,
And I don't know who he is, but like he was so clearly like.
Yeah, but he
was so clearly
he's not even a nonce. Like,
yeah, he is. Yeah,
I can't remember what his name was, but I seen a thing that was like on TikTok, and it was like a related video, and it was like he's just him old now, and like he's just still a
just
respected
weird.
person.
No way.
The Jimmy Savile one, I don't get how no one looked at him and were like.
Well, that's what I
weird
mean.
as
Like,
hell.
people did, but they. If it were like me and you saying that, no one gives a shit.
Yeah,
It needs to
that's
be
the
like,
thing about
and then like the media's controlled, innit? Like they only let you see what you want to see. Like I struggle to find stuff about like 9/11 and stuff. Like if you type in like 9/11, like conspiracies, like certain stuff on YouTube, like you can't find it.
It's similar. It's like I've heard a lot of this shit, but I'm trying to Google half of it, and it just don't come up.
This is what I'm saying. This is why I was saying like I'm struggling to find certain stuff because the media doesn't want you to see stuff like this.
Yeah.
So unless you're on like I don't know, you maybe if you got like a VPN, you might have easier access or something like that. But
like he was involved in like what BBC and all that as well. Like I guess.
Well, that's that David Icke who goes on about this Jeffery Epstein and all that. He years before it came out, he was saying Jimmy Savile is a paedophile, and he was saying it as a matter of fact, and everyone was like, "You're just being an idiot."
Yeah.
And it's like if he could see it.
This is the thing. Like we put these type of people on like such high pedestals, and it's like they can't do anything wrong, and it's just bullshit. Like it doesn't matter who you are. Like, if you're doing stuff like
that, David Icke also says like Epstein and Jimmy Savile are kind of related in the way that there is this big scene, I guess you could call it, in the celebrity world and the like royals and whatever, where like paedophilia and satanism go hand in hand.
Yeah,
and they're all like involved like heavily in like ritual like
taboo
shit
stuff,
and like all that kind of like weird shit like satanism and all
and
that.
it's
Apparently
like,
that's a big thing.
and it's like no one could do anything about it either.
Yeah,
like,
but it's like, I mean, we'll go on to his death now, but it's like, look how long it took. They were like, right, he's gonna speak. He's in prison, untouchable. You think? No.
nah.
And his death is so weird.
So
have you heard anything about his death? No.
Right, you're gonna be
God.
blown out of the water.
You're gonna be below.
Right, you can go first.
Right. So I've just got a few little pointers. So like we've got here days before his death, he was saying that he wasn't suicidal because he was put on like suicide watch and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they're doing this to set up for look, he's committed suicide, sort of thing. So like he's come out and he's come out and said, I'm going to expose all these people in court. He knows that he's going to be getting. He knows he's under threat.
Yeah.
Like not only did he come out and say that, but he was paying like other inmates in commissary, which is like prison money and shit like that, like to like protect him and like just like leave him alone pretty much, or whatever. Just like he didn't want no bother with anyone.
Yeah.
And then another thing that he would do, he would pay his lawyers to come visit him So obviously, when you're in prison and your lawyer comes, you can go and sit in like a little private room.
Yeah.
You're allowed 12 hours. He would literally sit in that room for 12 hours with his lawyer every day because then he's not in his cell. He's with his lawyer who he trusts, or lawyers or whatever. And that just, to me, it doesn't scream, I'm going to commit suicide.
Yeah. One second. Was he like? Did he say that he was guilty of all these charges? Then
He
pleaded guilty.
So that's when he came out and he's like, I'm going to expose everyone.
Okay.
To help himself out a little bit.
Yeah. Okay.
But that's pretty much all I've got. But they're all just like little pointers and stuff.
Yeah. So.
Well, I know about other stuff like about when he actually died as well, but.
Yeah. So the medical examiner at the time ruled that his death was suicide by hanging.
Okay.
But his lawyers, Epstein's lawyers, disputed the ruling, and there's been significant public skepticism about the true causes of his death, resulting in numerous conspiracy theories. A judge dismissed all criminal charges on him because he's dead, which basically means that's why Prince Andrew didn't get investigated.
So the case is closed now. They don't even bother with anyone else.
Which is bullshit, man. So that's about Maxwell. She's gone.
But yeah, him dying as well. So I think they said that he hung himself with his
jumpsuit.
With his jumpsuit. But like, if you look at like, what is it like? Is it like an autopsy? Is that what
his autopsy pictures are on.
His autopsy pictures, like, if you strangled yourself with like a piece of cloth, like, it would be like a red. Just like a big red surface area, but it's a thin like wire. Do you know what I mean? Like if I grab that wire and pull it on your neck, you'd have like a thin wire.
Yeah, and jumpsuits are proper like chunky as well.
So someone's basically killed him and then just staged the whole.
It was like hung, like he was like 6 foot something, and the frame where he hung himself, his feet had touched the floor, but apparently he tucked his legs in and leaned forward. That's how they kind of said he did it, because he wouldn't be able to hung himself because he'd stood up.
But not only that, like I think there was like a part of his neck or his throat or whatever that were like broke.
Yeah,
and it's usually only broke through like excessive force.
Yeah.
So that's another thing that.
Can that not happen from hanging though?
I mean, maybe if you like, if you hung like.
If you drop from a high,
if you on a hanging block, you know what I mean? Like you drop and then you neck snaps. I mean, it might do it from that, but it wouldn't do it if you were just like, do you know what I mean? Like if I hung myself from that, you can't. Yeah. You can't.
Yeah, I get
like unless someone like kicks like a stool out from underneath you, maybe I don't know.
So one of the people who investigated his body said, going over 1,000 jail hangings, suicides in the New York City state prisons over the past 40 to 50 years, no one has had 3 fractures in a hanging. So that is in itself.
So if the evidence is there, like
they don't want it to get out there.
That's it.
And
no one's questioning it because they could be next.
Yeah, but like
wait for this then. Oh. So on the night of him dying or being killed or whatever, the cameras malfunction.
I think there were 18 cameras or something.
So all the cameras malfunctioned. But not only that, the guards fell asleep.
No, of course.
And that's their official statement.
And the prisoner that was in the cell with him was removed.
Yeah.
Shouldn't the prison hold some accountability there then? Shouldn't they be getting investigated for why is that happening?
Well, it was described as a massive screw-ups. That's what they said. A massive screw-ups.
And there's no accountability. Mistakes should have... You know, someone should take the fall for stuff like that.
Like, this is what I think David said this, like, stuff like this, it obviously, where we know we know that it's something dodgy is going on, it's allowed to happen. Like, that's the thing, like, all this stuff like 9/11, it's allowed to happen. It's not just like, oh no, look at this, like, they've let it happen, the people in power. Like, they don't want him to come out and say all this shit.
Obviously,
so like they're just like.
But if that were the case, then why even allow him to get arrested in the first place? Why not protect him?
I don't think they were expecting him to get caught. To be honest with you, like,
yeah, but
he's been getting away with it for how long?
If he's been caught and they're going to the whole trouble of like having to do all this, and then there's going to be questions asked. Just get him out. Just get him out. If you're that powerful, you're that much money and stuff. You'd be able to.
Like, well, that's a theory as well, isn't it? That they've fucking like. Have you seen this? No.
I don't know. You said it.
Well, a theory of getting him out. There's a theory that they have got him out and they've done like a Will Byers sort of Stranger Things sort of shit.
What before?
Obviously, this is another.
As in, like before all this.
As in, like they didn't kill him and they just fucked him off somewhere else.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously it's another conspiracy, but like.
What? So he's been arrested in the past, like say many times, but they've actually got him out each time, and there's no evidence.
No, it's on about like they've killed him. But he's not dead.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. So
I don't know. I mean, who knows?
That's just another theory.
Yeah, I mean, it could be.
It's like the whole Michael Jackson Tupac thing. Do you think they could be alive?
Yeah.
Like,
no.
I don't know about Michael Jackson, but I swear, like every 6 months or something, I see something where it's like Tupac spotted, and it's like it does look like him, but it's like even now, like
I think
yeah, it's just some geek. It's like them fake when Man U have a bad game. It's like Bruno Fernandes. That's not him.
yeah.
Maybe that's Tupac. Maybe it's 3-pack. But yeah, this prison also hasn't had any suicides since 1998.
Like. Is the warden still the same person and not? Like, did no one take the fall in for these massive screw-ups or whatever they're saying?
Well, I think the blame went on the prisoner because...
But you were removed.
Yeah, but, like, he wasn't in the room at the time, but the cameras don't prove that. They've said that he wasn't in the room, but a lot of people... Like, that prisoner will get in loads of shit. He's been having a right shit time in prison. Mm-hmm. He's been massively fucked over for it.
It's just, but like you put them where you want them. Do you know what I mean? Like,
so what are they saying?
The guards and stuff, they decide who. If they don't want someone in that room, they just take them out. It's nothing to do with that person.
Maybe he wasn't. Maybe he killed him.
Yeah, that's another theory. I think maybe he did kill him. That's the person who hung him. But then it's like he's now getting a shit time because they want to get rid of him as well because like he's a loose end.
Yeah, but like surely that'd be easy. They could just be like, oh, we'll send police in. He's got a fucking shiv. He's got his toothbrush. He's fashioned it into a knife, and he's gonna come at us and just shot him. Oh, but the body cams don't work. Just add it to the rest of the bullshit that's going on. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think the whole he killed himself thing is less.
Yeah, but I'm on about like getting rid of this other geezer.
Yeah, but then you'd have to have Jeffrey Epstein has been murdered.
I mean,
it's just easier for him to have killed himself, isn't it? For some reason, like.
So if he was he on suicide watch that night as well? Or?
He was taken off it. I think we're the week before or the day before.
It was. He did come off it before it happened.
Yeah,
but like
he wasn't on it for long.
But the guards fell asleep anyway. So
even still, like it's just like if you've only say you just come off suicide watch, you're not in the clear, are you?
No.
Like obviously it's just bullshit. It's just stupid. Like
yeah,
that's another thing. Suicide watch you. And never on your own. There was always another prisoner in the cell with you.
You're gonna get 2 hours before he'd been found.
2 hours. I was like,
2 hours as well.
It's bullshit, isn't it? It's just shit.
They performed CPR on him, and apparently prisoners were heard yelling, "Breathe, Epstein, breathe." And then the removal of Epstein's body from his cell was a violation of protocol, as the Bureau of Prisons mandates that a suicide scene should be treated with the same level of protection as any crime scene. So they shouldn't have moved his body.
Yeah, to see if there's any signs of struggle. If there's any signs of struggle or not.
So it's like the evidence stacking up against it being a suicide is ridiculous.
But it's like at the end of the day, like even if they've got all this, like who have they got to blame?
That's the thing. Like it's scary that these people can just do this, and it's like 9/11. Like if 9/11 is an inside job, which I'm heavily believing it
I'm
is.
pretty sure it is.
It's such a big thing. It's like they can just get away with it.
2,000 odd people died. I'm pretty sure it was 2,000 odd people, and it's like they just got away with it all.
What can you do? You literally can do nothing.
So is his madam now just in prison?
Yeah, she's been sentenced for 20 years.
So she's just vibing. How old is she?
I think she's in her 50s. Or late 40s, one of the two.
She'll be out when she's about 70.
Hopefully she gets... I mean, it won't surprise me if she died in the next couple of years in prison, because she's only just been put in prison, well, end of last year.
Yeah.
So, it's just... I don't know. It's scary to think. I mean, 9/11 were like over 3,000.
Oh, okay.
Which
So like now with him dying and this what he had a list of people and whatnot. So what's happened to all the evidence he had? Did it just disappear then? I'm guessing?
Well, the thing is with the book, like, it doesn't mean anything, does it?
yeah.
If I've
It's
got
out of
if
court.
I've got a book with loads of people in it, and then I go kill some, if I go become a serial killer or whatever,
Yeah.
what's that book mean? It don't mean anything. It could just be contact numbers.
Yeah.
Like there's no proof. Like that's
True.
what I'm saying.
And
Like
the case got closed, so it's like
Yeah.
that book. It's like we don't need to talk about that.
His Island. Where is that one?
That's just still there. I'm pretty sure it's. Did it go?
Does it get repossessed?
I think
like,
so.
By whoever.
Somewhat
owned
what
it
happened with it. I
before.
can't remember. I think it's like, what's the word for it? I can't remember.
Because if there's nobody there to pass on, like next of kin type of thing, it's like
it must be worth fuck all, surely. Like who's gonna want to go there? Like who's gonna be like, yeah, I want to have that island when it would just.
I mean, you could do all sorts of your own island, innit?
Yeah,
You
but
own everything.
I know that, but like it's just because of like the history of it and stuff like that. Do you know? Does that not matter to you?
If there's no
would
debt-
you move into a house where there's been shit like that happening?
I mean,
Like thousands. How many? There'll have been thousands of.
yeah, but it's like it's not
No,
like
it's
there's deaths.
going on.
If there were deaths and that, then I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, but
'Cause
I don't know. It's just I think it's the same thing. Like
it's been
or
put
it's similar
for,
anyway.
Is it for sale?
put for sale to cover compensation payments to his victims.
Oh, okay. How
So-
much is it on sale for?
Well, he bought it for what was it? No, it's been listed for 125 million because there's technically two islands,
Oh,
but
okay.
he has
And that's going to go out to the
125 million
to the victims.
yeah.
You
But
know.
I mean, you got to think how many there is. I don't even know how many victims there is known. That's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
thing. Like, how many people did he have? Because this was going on for years. And if one girl
See,
were
it's
getting,
like, why? How's he got that much? I mean, obviously we've talked about it, but like,
he used to have these massages 3 times a day as well. Because he used to say, and he said it like this: it was a necessity like eating. He needs it 3 times a day. That was, spooge.
Fair enough.
But would you go on it if you could go on there and explore it?
I'd go. I would. I don't see what's.
Even if there's like child porn on wall. Like,
Well, I mean that's not going to be there now.
Well, yeah, that stuff will
Oh,
be
yeah.
there, but like it's just
Oh,
just an island, isn't it? Just if there were
Yeah,
like
but-
mass murders and stuff like that, then I'd be a bit creeped out because it's like it'd probably feel a little bit eerie and it's like the history.
Well,
of stuff.
Would you not feel a bit eerie?
No.
Would you not feel?
I don't
would
think
you
I
not
would.
feel
yeah, it'd be a
it?
bit weird because there's rapes and shit happening.
Yeah, like thousands. Like it's got to be in the thousands of rapes happening in that house.
Yeah.
Like of kids, man.
Yeah.
Like, do you not
the
think
amount,
that?
the amount
Right,
of kids
okay,
that
yeah.
were on that
Yeah.
island, like who knows what? Like that's the
Where
stuff,
do they get all these kids from?
I don't know.
Well, that's what I'm
the
saying.
thing.
Like I don't know where they recruit them like initially, but
Do you
they're
reckon
they're getting good money for it. That's the thing. Like when you're a kid, like
child trafficking, like
if you get into
kidnappings and
100
stuff?
quid,
It'll
right.
be like from third world countries and stuff. I bet it'll be stuff like that.
I think I read somewhere or heard somewhere that they were going for like disadvantaged kids.
Yeah.
Not like
well, that's what I said. Like they've got like homeless kids and stuff like that.
yeah,
or,
they just go for like kids
or like kids
look
that are like really poor and stuff like that.
yeah,
That don't have
or
it.
like impressionable ones. Like you can look at a kid and be like, oh, they'd do this. Like if I were 8 years old and you offered me 200 quid to touch a man, I wouldn't do it again.
Fuck yeah. It's like I don't know. It's like drug trafficking and shit like that. They use kids out there, but like they don't know what they're doing. They're just like, oh,
They're not
50
actual-
cent, get a new cap and that'll be dope. Do you know what that is or not? It's like I don't know. He used to do it, didn't he? He used to be doing shit like that when he was a kid.
Probably,
Like, they'd be
yeah.
like, oh, you take this bag
Yeah.
Black.
over there to the house, and we'll buy you that new hat that you want. And he'd be like,
Yeah.
all right, see, and he'd just do it. That's what I mean. Like they just
Yeah, kid
if they
doesn't
get stuff
know.
they want,
Yeah.
they'd be like, all right, fine. I don't know. And then the kids recruit their mates and shit like that. That's what happens.
Mm.
And
They're
they
like,
might,
if you bring someone else back with you, you get some extra money or some shit.
Yeah.
they might not know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Like they'd be told literally just to be naked and massaging. Like I think he will like. I don't think they were actually pleasuring him. I think he was doing that. Like it started, they'd massage him normally, and then he'd like turn over and present himself, and it's just like, ugh. And like his madam would be like encouraging her, and I think she'd like sometimes be like doing stuff as well. It's just like, ugh.
Was there anything actually like wrong with him psychologically?
I just think he were fucked. There's not that I could
Like
see.
if there's that like,
I don't think
why-
he's got like anything.
why children then? Why not just adults?
This is the thing. Like it's one of them things. A lot of people coming out now. Aren't they?
Like you're
celebrities.
gonna get women that are like 20, 21, maybe towards their 30s and whatnot. That financially they will need help, and if they're paying these kids that, they could pay just normal women for
Maybe it's
massages and
just
stuff
simple
like
as they just like kids. Like that's the thing, and it's just weird. Like imagine, like I just couldn't imagine like that being in your brain.
that.
Like,
But that's what I've said. I've said before. Like, if you felt that way, why don't you just get help?
Yeah.
Like, if you felt like that, why don't you just go to like I don't even know
There
where you
must
go. Like,
be-
where would you go? If
I don't know, because I'm thinking like if you go to someone and say, "Oh, I like kids" or whatever, surely that. But like,
No, but you're not gonna get done for it.
No, you won't get done.
If-
But
if you-
there's a thing though.
Like, if you went to like the doctor or whatever, and you were like, "I feel like this. I don't want to feel like this. I know it's wrong."
yeah.
Surely they'd point you in the right direction. They'd be like, "You go talk to this psychiatrist or whatever,
Therapy and stuff like
therapist
that,
or whatever," and just be like, and you'll have these sessions.
do
and-
you agree with that company that made sex dolls, but as they made them as kids?
Have you heard about that?
No.
So
It's
they made
fucked.
children sex dolls for paedophiles to stop them from shagging kids.
That is so that is not right at all.
No.
That's just gonna fuel it. You need to like change the way that the mind thinks. I don't know
Yeah.
how you do that, but like that's what I'm saying. You go therapy and stuff
Start
like
off with dwarfs, maybe. So it's
that.
no.
No,
No.
like I think that's just fueling it. Me, I think that's
Yeah,
just.
it probably is actually. I mean, it's like, oh yeah, it'll be a distraction, but
But then they're
they'll be
gonna want the real
like,
thing.
they'll be like,
They're gonna want it.
I
the real
like
thing.
this even more now, but
Yeah.
I need that.
I just don't get
It's
it. I
fucked
can't
up, that
get
is
it
so
around
bad.
my head.
I'm
like-
sure it's like people that do think like that and feel like that they've got something wrong with them. Like either like as a child or something, like they've fallen, knocked their head, and certain things haven't developed in correct ways for them to be like that. I don't think it's just like you're just normal, like you or me, for example.
Just
You
like
develop
everyone's
it.
got something
Could it be?
weird
Could
to
it be?
like,
It could actually be nurturing as well. If you were sexually abused by stepfather, friends, stuff like that, maybe that changes your thinking as well, and that it's like you're normal. Then, like you might think that's normal. So then, when you get older, you do the same thing. Do you get what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying, but like, well, obviously everyone's different. Innit? Like if I'd experienced anything like that, I'd want to be the complete opposite.
Yeah, of course.
But, like-
yeah, of course. But there are people
Obviously.
that do think that's normal, and then they carry that on into their adult life, and then maybe they're doing the same thing to their siblings or something, like because they think it's
Yeah.
normal. No, I'm just saying. 'Cause
Yeah, I know,
It
but-
will. It's. I mean, it's hard to talk about, but yeah. Right, you got anything else anyway to finish
I
off?
think that's the majority of the main shit. But it's just, what's your verdict then? Knowing
Oh,
What do you think there's something dodgy? Because
Yeah,
everything that we've said is
definitely.
not bullshit.
From
like,
from what you've said, and if that's actual facts, then yeah, of course, it's there's something wrong there.
it's the fact that with the whole like prison cameras and the guards thing,
Yeah.
that's their statement. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
this is what's happened. It's
like it's just like how
it's so
can
in
you,
your
how
face.
can you put that out and have it to be believable?
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
It's just
and then
like-
the case is just closed as well. It's like that's it, it's done. Like
Like that's the thing. Like there's an end goal. Like if people are like, well, why would they do this to him? It's like because they've got the case closed. All these people that would have been revealed, they can't be now. Like Prince Andrew, he is fine now.
who closes the case then? Will this so
The judge.
the judge, right? So the judge has probably been paid a shit ton of money first of all to close the case, but isn't somebody around the judge being like, why is it closed? We still have these things to talk. These things are still linking for so and so. And what have they gone and give him money as well, or have they made it like they manipulate the entire situation to fall into how a case is closed legally under the law? Then and then that's it.
That's how it worked. Like
Yeah.
it says that because it precluded the possibility of pursuing criminal charges against him, and
Yeah.
the judge dismissed it. So that's the
So
reason.
that's
I don't understand what
so,
that means.
So that would be like just normal, me or you, for example.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the same thing, and
Yeah.
the case closes.
So it's like I think it basically means well they can't be punished for it now.
Yeah,
So
Why waste
Well,
time on it in a sense? But
Yeah.
there's definitely like as Rajan just said that there's more to be dug out.
Yeah.
That's
But-
the only thing. Like, but obviously, there's just people in high places
It's
just
crazy,
don't want
man.
it to
Like
But,
you
like,
can
imagine-
hire like hitmen and all sorts, like hitmen and stuff like that, just to kill
That's
someone.
would that not be just an easier fix? would that not like these mystery people that we will never know have had him killed?
Yeah, but then it's
Is
like...
that not? Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
But then it's like it's just out there, innit, in a way. I mean, it already happens. Like, I'm pretty sure you can hire people to kill people. Actually, just on news, I think a few days ago, someone from here hired someone in Jamaica to kill someone there.
well, I've seen something where some woman hired someone to kill her husband, and then she would get loads of money for it.
That's
from like health insurance. And
stuff that stuff goes on. There was a story about some girl that came, I can't think from Asia somewhere like that. Like, got married, had a health insurance, took her back to her home country, killed her, threw her in a lake, come back and be like, we don't know what's happened to her, and they've presumed that she's dead, for example, to try and claim this money. And the money's not even like, it's not like 5 million, 10 million, 20 million. It was like £200,000 or something. Like, why would you bother? You're taking someone's life for that one. What are you gonna do with that?
I'd take 200k.
Yeah, but it's. I mean, yeah, it's life changing in a way. But what, are you gonna kill someone for that?
I won't. I won't be killing. I'd be paying. I'd be like,
That's
you
the stipulation,
like you go over there, but I'm not killing him.
So, what are you?
You go over there.
Are they just gonna come back with you then, and you're gonna be like, she's dead when she's stood right there? Like,
No, but like you go over there, and then I'd be like, yo, boys, get her, and then dead. I won't listen to your story, so I don't know what happened. I just heard 200k.
All right, nice. Well,
I was listening, but I couldn't hear it. I mean, well, I could hear it. It won't go in my head. I was just like looking at your face, and I'm just like, what's happening?
okay.
I just heard 200k. But yeah, that's Jeffrey Epstein. Make your minds up for yourselves, but I think it's a pretty obvious what happened. Prince Andrew. Question mark. Exclamation mark. But yeah, conspiracy theories. There will be more in the future. We will bring the goods. But for now, anything to add?
No. I guess we'll be back next week or something.
We'll be back next week. It'll be a surprise because I haven't decided what it is yet. Oh no, we have. It'll be with Callum. He'll be doing the facts. Yeah.
Whatever.
We'll see.
Right.
Alright.
Don't worry. Be happy. And goodbye, everyone.
Yeah.